Welcome back to Bike Banter, the home for all things two wheels, torque, and throttle. Today, we've got something special in the garage, a bike that's been making some serious noise, and no, I don't just mean the exhaust note. We're talking about the Suzuki Garuda 500. Now, the name Garuda immediately sparks interest. It's bold, mythical, and very much symbolic. Suzuki clearly wants this machine to make a statement. And trust me, it does. This isn't just another mid-weight bike. It's Suzuki's answer to riders who crave power, presence, and everyday practicality, all wrapped into one aggressive-looking beast. Let's talk design first. The Garuda 500 has that typical Suzuki attitude: sharp lines, muscular tank, and an upright stance that screams confidence. The LED headlamp setup is sleek and futuristic, flanked by DRLs that give it a piercing stare. You look at this bike head-on, and it almost dares you to twist the throttle. But it's not just about looks. The design serves a purpose. The aerodynamic, fairings, the sculpted tank, with those aggressive knee recesses, and that perfectly angled tail section all contribute to a ride that's not only stylish but stable at high speeds. Now, let's get into the meat of it. The engine. At the heart of the Garuda 500 sits a 487C parallel twin engine, liquid-cooled, fuel-injected, and tuned to deliver that sweet spot between city performance and highway touring capability. You're looking at around 48 horsepower and 43 Nm of torque. On paper, it might not seem like a rocket, but once you twist that throttle, it comes alive with a smooth yet punchy power delivery. It's got that classic twin-cylinder growl, not too loud, but just enough to remind you and everyone around you that this isn't your average commuter. And the best part? It pulls cleanly from low RPMs, making it an absolute joy to ride both in traffic and on open roads. The gearbox is a 6-speed unit, slick and precise. Suzuki's got that shift feel dialed in just right. Add in the slipper clutch, and downshifts are smooth, with minimal engine braking drama. What about the ride and handling? This is where the Garuda really impressed me. It rides on a steel trellis frame with 41mm USD forks at the front and a preload adjustable monoshock at the rear. The setup is tuned more for comfort than aggression, which makes sense for the kind of riders Suzuki is targeting. Weekend warriors, daily commuters, and the occasional tourer. The bike feels planted through corners, yet it's light enough to flick around in the city. The seat height sits at 800mm, making it accessible to a wide range of riders, and the ergonomics strike a good balance between upright comfort and sporty engagement. Long rides? No problem. Spirited weekend twisties? Also no problem. Braking. Duties are handled by dual discs up front with radial calipers and a single disc at the rear. ABS is standard, and it's non-intrusive, which means you get safety without compromising on riding fun. Fuel tank capacity is a solid 17 liters, which paired with its efficient engine, gives you a respectable range, ideal for those longer rides where fuel stations are few and far between. Now let's talk tech. The Garuda 500 isn't overloaded with gadgets, but it's got just enough. A crisp TFT display shows all the vitals: speed, gear position, fuel economy, trip meters, and even includes smartphone connectivity for turn-by-turn navigation and call alerts. No touch screens or ride modes here, and honestly, I kind of like that. It keeps the focus on riding. So, who's this bike really for? If you're someone stepping up from a 250 or 300cc and you're not quite ready for a liter-class monster, the Garuda 500 makes a compelling case. It's got enough power to keep things exciting without being overwhelming. It's versatile, enough for your daily grind, but it also won't hold you back on your weekend rides. Pricing? Suzuki's aiming to keep it competitive. While exact numbers vary by region, it's positioned to go head-to-head with bikes like the Honda CB500F, the Benelli TRK 502, and even flirt with the lower end of the middleweight adventure segment. Final thoughts? The Garuda 500 is a solid, no-nonsense machine. It's not trying to be something it's not. It knows its job: to be your reliable everyday bike that still puts a smile on your face every time you ride it. And in that, it absolutely succeeds. That's it for today's episode of Bike Banter. If you enjoyed this review, hit that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more straight-up, throttle-loving content. Until next time, ride safe. Right now and then.